Hey guys, how are you doing? Oh man, filming like this is not always the best for me. It's just so much work to do the top-down thing. So much easier to just film my face. However, we don't always love watching our own face, now do we? Anyway, this video, in case you didn't pick up on the vibe just yet, is going to be a little more chaotic, more like hanging out. I'm just gonna talk to you guys, give an update on my Cave of Sybil Oracle modification. And yeah, that's the main thing I'm going to discuss in this video. However, we're just gonna hang out with each other. So, take a cup of tea or coffee or whatever. Let's hang out. Don't you like my little girly corner I've got going on here? Okay, so a couple weeks ago, actually probably more than a month ago, since I only upload once every 2 weeks these days, I decided to modify the Cave of Sybil Oracle by Tiera May. And this, what you're seeing right here, basically is the modification. So I cut up the little guidebook that came with it that she named Tiera May, the maker of the deck, who also made Ritual Tarot, which is one of my all-time favorite tarot decks. What was it again? Book of Shadows or something of the sorts. Yeah, so very sacred work. I think that when she does, collage, it's not just collage. She really is channeling something, and it's maybe even in ritual, yeah, like in sacred space. So the book itself was a thing of it on its own, right? And because I have this deck, it's mine, it's my copy. I realized very early on that the artwork is amazing. However, whenever I mean, okay, so honestly, I had trouble really reading these cards, and I know they will always stay in the category of intuitive message decks, right? But I really felt like the book that came with it, so the booklet, had some amazing words. So instead of having to look up this particular card in the book and then find this collage text that she made, with also, by the way, beautiful collage backgrounds, I decided to stick it to the backs of each card. So this is really, really quite cool, okay? It says here, bone and blade glittering under the skins, cloven-footed garment for your dream. Obviously, this is not the type of deck that is going to give you very clear, practical, straight to the point message. It's going to give you something very deep and mysterious also. It's not going to give you all the answers. I think we all agree on that. But that's not the point of this deck though, you know? However, now that I did this, I love it, guys. It's so good because it takes away the burden of having to quit, right? Like pause the work and the depth. And even in my position as the interpreter, the reader, even if it's just for me, interrupt the process of ritualistic, interpretation, let's say. Weird sentence. To go and look for the card in a guidebook. And even though it's not a guidebook, right? It was Book of Spells or something like that. And this would be the spell for this beautiful, crazy, dark, slightly disgusting, but amazing card. It says, I shall brew bone, blood, and sinew in the name of the fatherless, of the mother hidden. I don't know what that last word there in this row means. I will look it up. um, but you see, I have now something to work with, and actually I think it's so cool because Tiera May made two separate artworks and combined them, okay? What I mean with that is she made the collage for all the faces of the cards, and then actually there was also a collage of a deity, I believe, or a mask, very similar to Ritual Tarot, right? On the backs. And I now no longer have cards that show that. But the second artwork was the guidebook itself, or the booklet that came with it itself. And so on the back of this paper that is glued onto the back of this card, if you can still follow my thought process here, is actually the image of the next card. So I'm not saying this would be the next card in the order of the guidebook, but you know, so I really had to keep really good track of which cards go where, and I'm pretty sure I didn't make any mistakes. Now let me quickly show you the backs. And this is a prototype version that she sent me. I'm leaving this one as it is, and they are on different cardstock, so thicker, and there's no titles on the backs, which in this version, which is which you can purchase, that is the case. They do have that. Now, since I am a fan of thicker cards, I thought it was only smart. It made sense to use the thinner deck, and honestly, like the more beautiful one also. Like the blacks are really black, and you know, stuff like that. It really pops for this project because you can imagine this deck, right? The prototype deck is thick like this. So the deck that you can purchase is probably like this thick. Yeah. And then actually adding the booklet, right? It became, that's the extra card, it became this. So very reasonable in thickness for me. And you can see, yes, they bend a little bit. I've had them underneath a lot of heavy books for, I think now 4 days or something. I took a little camping trip, which was amazing. It's far from perfect. Okay, there's some excess glue somewhere. Here you can see that the paper has some, I don't know, air bubbles or something, but it so definitely fits this deck. Some cards even, they have like, it looks like the paper was torn off. A little piece of paper was torn off, and instead of the black and the darkness, it then shows white. I've had to go over some of those cards with just a black marker because that actually happened, right? Because the cards were maybe a little bit sticking together due to the excess glue. So I've had to, yeah, like fix some of those cards. However, some spots, I'm still looking at them thinking, do I need to cover that one up? But it's in the artwork. So you see, even if one of the spots is the damaging of that paper, it doesn't matter because it fits this deck. The reason I have my own deck next to it, well, I mean, first of all, it's just because they look so bloody beautiful together. It's very similar. Oh. Let me center this a little bit more. My deck has more color variation, I'd say, but you can see the clear overlap. I mean, There's a mask similar to this one in this deck. Yeah, and then the actual reason that I have it here, let's put this to the side, is because for me, I am obsessed with working with cards. I guess we've established that me being a professional tarot reader, not being able to shut up about tarot and oracle, and having this channel and this Patreon and this business and all of that, right? And I made a deck. However, what I mean when I say I'm obsessed with working with cards is, I mean, I want to work with cards, not with guidebooks. Some guidebooks are amazing, don't get me wrong. Um, However, with something that feels this deep and you can do sacred work with it, you know, with any deck, honestly, but this really just speaks to me. I want to have the luxury and the ease of just being in the zone and going when I'm ready for it, like that, and reading this crazy message. And long before I got this deck, all right, maybe a couple years, I made my own, and it's the same principle. So this is actually not an oracle deck, although I know a lot of people love to use it as such, which is totally fine. This is free. This is one of the decks, you know, in the world that have no rules. You just use it exactly how you want it. That's encouraged. It's actually a magical guidance cards, meaning they aid the magical practitioner in their work. When you don't know what to do, for instance, you shuffle, you pull a card, and you can, of course, intuitively read the photo, but on the back, it will give suggestions to what you can do. So here you could scry, use a pendulum, crystal ball, make a black mirror, or use your black mirror. And then if you have anything else that fits under this category that is essential to your practice, you write it underneath yourself. I have to say this just because I'm showing this deck. The best version, if you're interested in this deck, is linen cardstock. Because look, I cannot say that I'm careful with this deck. I am far from careful with this deck. It goes everywhere with me. It's on my altar. It gets all sorts of, you know, it's a, I was almost going to say a bad word on the internet, but I'm rough with it. I love it. That also feels sacred to me, like to not be precious or careful with your tools necessarily, and they are actually being used and you put your energy into it, right? Okay. But you can see that the make playing cards cardstock doesn't really hold up, and to me that is part of the beauty of this deck. But for sure, if you want to have a version that, you know, a deck that a copy, I'm trying to say, that holds up better, linen. It's a little bit more expensive, but I think it's absolutely worth it. And okay, as I'm talking, I was hoping these cards would show that in this video. These cards have started to bow just ever so slightly because it's so warm right now. And, you know, I think I just have to use them and just do this because they are very shuffleable. Look, it's just a top card that does that. Weird, right? Definitely still due to the warping of the cardstock versus the, or against the paper. So let's just shuffle this. Ah, that goes really well. I have these two here because I want to edge it as well. And of course I could do all black, which maybe is still just better. It's classic. But I was thinking maybe with the dark red to go like just in the middle here and here, and maybe in the middle here and here, and do the rest black. Um, anyway, look, this is the remainder of the booklet. I'm not going to throw that out. What I used, thanks to you guys, what I ended up using to have these cards still be usable cards with the paper on the back and everything. And they are, as you can see, super flexible. Yeah, that means that's the reason you can shuffle them. And they don't have that little crackling noise, right? Meaning the glue, yeah, loosening up, and then before you know it, your project just literally falls apart. Actually, literally. I used bookbinding glue with a little sponge, and that's what I did. Okay, don't use too much of this stuff. Very light coat. Just make sure that you coat all of the paper and you just stick it on, and that's it, in case you want to do this crazy project, which honestly I don't think many people would, but let me know if you if you're thinking of doing this. Just be aware that it is fussy, messy, and yes, your cards will eventually warp a little bit or keep warping, you know. But I bought this stuff because you guys in the comment section of the last video told me that bookbinding glue was the way to go instead of Mod Podge and, you know, anything else I was trying to use in that video. My modifications are always so chaotic, but it's just real life, isn't it? And yeah, so I really want to say thanks again to everybody who, you know, commented that it was really, really helpful. And now I have this gorgeous deck. So I don't know, what should we do? Just put it next to Ritual Tarot? It should be this way, right? The images, because these are the backs, but they do reveal the beautiful message. Let's just read it. Through fiery splendor, through blood so loaden, with wreck and ruin, I to Hades have descended. I don't know what I'm doing. Just trying to show you some cards next to my nail polish. Kiss the wound, embrace her scarlet opening. Furious blood, blazing fever of the damned, sprawl to ruin on forest ground. Wounds burning like suns, severed heads, skinned and split. Woods turn black, fire darkens, the gates of the underworld are open. And you can see, there's just so much energy put into the booklet as well. So I'm so happy that I made it part of the cards. You see, underworld is upside down. I love that stuff, and this is the card itself. So I wanted to address this in a very friendly way. um, yeah, I in fact did not ask Tiera if she wanted to make a version of Cave of Sybil Oracle the way that I did it here. Well, you know, this is for me. this is my version. This was not the vision of the artist. Um, and she is still very much around. You know what I mean? She's still creating, making other gorgeous things that we will hopefully be able to use and enjoy. Um, but yeah, some people were commenting, and I absolutely know you mean well, in a sense. I mean, I'm the one who did this, right, to her deck, but now it's my copy, right? But what some people were commenting or asking in the comments is Tiera going to make a deck like this happen? And by that I mean like that it comes out this way, that it's published this way, that the backs are actually printed this way. And I don't think she will. It's not, you know, that's not the work that she did. I think for her, maybe it had some very strong meaning and symbolic meaning, even to have a deck of cards which is just images, and then maybe, okay, one title in the back, of what it represents. But then another thing, the book of spells next to it. Yeah, but I chose to do this. And you can, if you have this deck, you can do this too. I'm just warning you that it's messy and it's not going to be perfect. But again, for me, it's like it fits the deck, you have to use your decks. I'm the one who created the tag My Disheveled Decks years ago, so I do like to take good care of my decks. But also, they will obviously all show signs of wear because we use them. Malefic eye, past and present, moving in the same design. This is the Sybil card, and this is the card that I first drew with this oracle. Throat and howl, milk of moon, mother's breasts, to feed the sucking tongue of every beast. That's how I knew this deck was for me. Love unbolts the dark, words obey my call. I kiss you and kiss you, for this you live, by this you die. Whoa. Look at how beautiful this is. I just want to look at this, without even knowing what these words mean. Something will click with these images, and then the card itself. I just love this. It's so interesting and special. So I don't want it hidden in a guidebook. I want it on the cards, so I'm really happy with this. Slow song of lulling spheres, subterranean nectars, overflowing all, no chalice can contain it. Oh, wow. Some of these are really so good. The voyage of ruin, I must run, flame on flame woven into the dark. Putting this modern masterpiece away for now. Yeah, come on, guys. This is good. This is so good. And of course, it's good without cutting up the guidebook, okay? the booklet. Of course, it's good. Like, if you I can't talk anymore. If you choose to keep it exactly how it came, right? Well, let's just pick that one. I know I already saw this one. But yeah, again, I'm really happy that I did this, but I did this for me. I'm not even sure if I will read with this deck for other people. Oh my God, look at this. It's so cool. Unclean, unbidden, animal desire. Wow. Okay. I hope I answered your questions. Good stuff. It keeps the glue very flexible. I have nothing else to say. This is what I did. This is my update. I like it. I will put it on my altar. I will read with it. I will contemplate these messages and images. And yeah, I mean, I will edge it at some point, but I don't know. I have to work with it a little more to know if it needs the red or if it needs to be all black. Okay? So, thank you so much for watching, for sticking around. And yeah, I mean, just comment anything, comment your thoughts if you have this deck or not. Maybe even comment what you would like to see on this channel next. I'm not sure if I will be able to give that to you, but at least then I'll have suggestions. That's pretty cool sometimes. Hardly ever ask for those, so there you go. And thanks so much, guys. I'll see you next time.